All right, today we're jumping into one of the most packed and honestly most influential letters in the New Testament, the letter to the Ephesians. And look, this isn't some dry, ancient document. It's this deep, powerful exploration of who we are and what we're here for. It's just full of these huge ideas. So let's unpack it together.
And you know, if there's one single idea that's really the heartbeat of this entire letter, it's this right here. This quote, it lays it all out. The core concept is that this whole new identity, this new way of life, it's a gift. It's not something you can earn. And we're going to see how that one powerful idea just ripples through everything else in the letter.
So the letter is just brilliantly structured. It's basically split right down the middle into two parts. And this first half, well, it's all about the why. It's laying down this super deep foundation, focusing completely on what God has already done. It's all about figuring out who you are long before it gets to what you should do.
And right from the get-go, the letter just zooms way out to this incredible cosmic perspective. It's arguing that, hey, this whole thing, it's not some new idea or a plan B. No way. It frames everything as part of this grand divine plan that was set in motion, and I love this phrase, before the foundation of the world. I mean, talk about a profound sense of purpose right from the start.
So then the letter starts unpacking what this grand plan actually means for people, and it calls them spiritual blessings. And we're not talking about vague, fuzzy feelings here. These are presented as concrete new realities. You're chosen. You're adopted. And you got to understand, in that culture, adoption meant you got full legal rights as an heir. It was a huge deal. You're redeemed, like bought back. You're forgiven, and you're sealed for security. It's a total redefinition of your entire status. Okay, so to really hammer this point home, the author pulls out one of the most dramatic metaphors in the whole text. This isn't about just, being a slightly better person or turning over a new leaf. Not at all. It's a radical, total transformation from one state of being to another, from death to life itself. And wow, the contrast it draws is it's stark. It's like night and day. In the before column, the language is so bleak, you see words like dead and children of wrath. But then, on the other side, it's a complete 180. Alive, raised up, and get this, even seated in the heavenly places. The letter presents this as a done deal, a shift from a past reality to a brand new current one.
So the big question is, what causes this incredible shift from the before to the after? And the letter is so emphatic, it brings us right back to that core idea we started with, it's all by grace. It spells it out, saying it's not of works, lest anyone should boast. The absolute crucial takeaway here is that this new life is a pure gift. It's completely unearned and unearnable. But here's where it gets really interesting. This new identity, it's not just a solo thing, an individual experience. The letter argues that it has these massive social implications. It actually creates a totally new kind of community, a new family, by just smashing through the biggest social, ethnic, and religious walls of the ancient world.
And this phrase, the middle wall of separation, I mean, what a powerful image, especially for the people reading it back then. See, the actual temple in Jerusalem had a literal wall separating Jews from Gentiles, and there were signs warning that any Gentile who crossed it would be killed. So when the letter says that in Christ, this ultimate dividing wall has been demolished, that's huge. It's creating, as the text says, one new man from the two, thus making peace.
Then it uses this amazing building metaphor to describe this new community. And the progression here is just incredible. Watch this. First, you're no longer an outsider, a stranger. Then you become a fellow citizen with all the rights that come with that. But then it gets even closer, even more intimate. You go from a citizen to a member of the household. You're family now. And finally, all these separate people are growing together into one single structure, a holy temple.
So what holds this entire, incredible new building together? Well, according to the text, it's not a list of rules, it's not a shared culture, it's a person. Jesus Christ himself is called the chief cornerstone. That's the main foundational stone that sets the angle for the entire building and holds everything up. Without that cornerstone, the whole structure just collapses. And that brings us to the major turning point in the letter. Right at the beginning of chapter 4, the whole tone just shifts dramatically. After 3 chapters of deep theology about who you are, the author pivots to what you do. It's the move from belief to behavior, from your identity to your lifestyle.
This verse right here, this is the key that unlocks the entire second half of the book. It's basically saying, hey, because of everything I just spent 3 chapters telling you about your new identity, now I'm begging you, live a life that actually reflects that. The author is making this super direct link. Your walk, which is just another word for your lifestyle, should match your calling, your new identity. So what does it actually mean to walk worthy? Well, the letter gives us another powerful metaphor. It's like changing your clothes. The instruction is to put off the old self, with all its corruption and messed up thinking, and to put on the new self, which is created to be like God. It's this picture of a conscious, daily decision to live out who you now are. And believe me, this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea. The letter gets super practical. I mean, look at this list. Stop lying, speak the truth, don't let your anger control you. If you were a thief, stop stealing and start working so you can actually give to others. Don't use your words to tear people down, use them to build people up. This is where all that high-level theology from the first 3 chapters really gets its hands dirty in the stuff of everyday life.
All right, now we come to the final section of the letter, and it's probably the most famous passage of all. After laying out this new identity and the new lifestyle that goes with it, the author wraps things up with this incredibly vivid metaphor for how you're supposed to sustain this new life when things get tough by putting on the armor of God.
But before you can understand the armor, you have to understand the battle. And this verse is key. The letter is crystal clear that the real struggle we're in, it isn't with other people. It's not a fight against flesh and blood. Instead, it frames the conflict as a spiritual one, against these unseen forces of darkness. Understanding that context is absolutely crucial for what comes next.
And here it is, the equipment for that spiritual struggle. And what's so brilliant is that each piece of a Roman soldier's armor gets redefined as a spiritual concept. Remember all that stuff from the first half, the righteousness and salvation you received? Well, that's now your breastplate and your helmet. The piece that brought everyone together, that's what you wear on your feet. Faith is your shield. You see what's happening? The armor is basically everything you've already been given in your new identity. You're just being told to consciously put it on and live in it every day.
And so the letter leaves us with this really practical, really powerful question that just echoes down through the centuries. If all this is true, if this new identity is real, then what does it actually look like for you to put on this armor today?